Summertime Madness Review. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button before we get started to be kept up to date with all my latest reviews and content. Welcome Switchheads, Kanan here, hope you are all well, and let's get into the review. As a painter in a war-torn area, you strike a deal with the devil to enter one of your paintings to basically get away from the real-life trauma that is unfolding around you. But like many that have dealt with the devil before, you soon come to grips that you have been double-crossed. The devil has cheated you. And it's now up to you, obviously, to get yourself out of this strife. A race against time. Get out, or be left in the painting forever. But seriously, come on. Wow. Wow. It's the devil. What did you expect? But what does this all mean as a game? Well, for starters, the game can be played in 3 different time modes. No timer for your relax and enjoy time within, basically turning the game into, well, just a puzzle walking sim. And then we have you have 6 hours to complete for a slightly more think on your feet time, I guess. And lastly, a 3-hour mode to complete, which is the same really as the 6-hour run, but with more and swearing. The gameplay feels like a walking sim crossed with a puzzler, and I'll try to keep it spoiler free as I can with the video, as I know that these sort of games are, well, that's what makes the games, isn't it? Anyhow, the environments you're in are done in that cel shadery type look, and I like that sort of look myself. It all feels rather calming for the most part. And this also reflects in the music as well, with its calming times and feel. Controlling the character felt good, and I rarely had any problems at all. In fact, there were times, and I'm glad it was like this, where you could even stop on a dime, and yeah, the game sometimes really needs you to be able to do that. The puzzles, however, range from impressive to just from huge structures, buildings and the like, with real surreal insides, to a quite large ship that you have to work out how to then get off once you're trapped inside. Pulling levers, turning like those steering wheel things, I can't remember what the actual real name is. Traversing higher and in different parts of the ship up to the flag and the like. Opening gates, it all sort of like adds up in the end from what you thought was a simple puzzle to something a little bit more. And then you get like things like mazes that you have to traverse and move around and things, right down to simple puzzles with like a few candles or cogs to open a pathway or a door. But I don't want to go too much into it. As I said before, I don't want to spoil these puzzles for you. And it's hard enough showing the video without any spoileries anyway. But I will say there are some secret things hidden within the game that you might want to take a little bit of time, if you've got the time, to look for. As for the difficulties of the puzzles, well, they range from, well, really hard and took a while for me to figure out, to pretty easy, and some even just taking a little guesswork here and there. And some I definitely thought were way out there in their workings out, and even in their, well, crazy ass designs. This guy was truly an artist. The gameplay can really be a little hit and miss on the puzzles, but I'm thinking this may be down to the individual as well. They also felt a little frustrating at times when you kind of miss a detail somewhere, and I'm not quite sure whether this was my fault for missing it or the actual design of the puzzles for putting them in places that, or designing them so it's even hard. No, it's probably my fault, isn't it? Whichever it was, my fault, the design fault, it was frustrating. The good, nice style to it, some truly cool set pieces, some way out there areas, and the hint system, which it does have, I haven't really mentioned it, I didn't use it, is, well, it's there if you need it, I guess. The bad. Puzzles can feel a little hit or miss. I'm pretty sure it won't appeal to everybody, and could be very short for some who are actually good at this game, but then it has a 3-hour mode, so it's quite short if you just play it in that mode anyway. The score! Wandering around solving puzzles felt fun when the puzzles were huge complexes and things that stood out from the normal puzzler, but I felt within my gameplay it was just a 3 out of 5, as I never felt gripped to the point I could not put it down. And what are your thoughts on Summertime Madness? Leave it all down in the comments. That is, after all, where they belong. And as for my alternative, well, that's going to be Mind Path to Thalamus. A puzzler within a surreal environment where you get to bend elements to your will. Sounds fun. Really does actually sound fun. And so once you're done with Summertime Madness, maybe dip your toes into this one. But if you have a better choice for the alternative, then leave it down in the comments, of course, and as usual. And with that, thank you for joining me. It's been great. It's been awesome. Like and subscribe for more of my content, especially if you've made it this far or you've been watching a few of my videos lately. It all really does help the channel, and yeah, I'm almost at 1,000 and it would be so great to hit that milestone. Feel free to come and join us in our community Discord. You're welcome to come along and chat about our favourite things. The Nintendo Switch, of course, because life is better when we switch together.